Welcome to Godzilla-THON, Godzilla Monster Planet, the official end of Godzilla-THON, although I do have a couple extras left. And yes, I'm holding up Godzilla 2014, the figure, because I don't have a physical copy of Monster Planet to hold up during the review. Yeah, going through round 3 with a cold. Well, I like to start off by saying spoiler alert if you haven't seen the movie and continue watching this review and it gets spoiled for you, you got no one to blame but yourself. I'd like to start off by saying I thought this film was a pretty big letdown. It's not bad. I don't hate it, but it's not what it should have been. The whole product was underwhelming. I'm not even going to go into too much of the plot because, with the exception of two characters, I can't remember any of them, and I can only remember the one character's name, Haruo, named after Nakajima. And oh, this character should not have been named after Haruo Nakajima. This guy is just so whiny and moody. Like another review said, to quote, basically paraphrase what Pop Culture Cast said, every character's characterization boils down to, I'm gonna kill Godzilla, or it's impossible. Even all the other kaiju they teased being in this movie was a letdown because they were just like one shot in a flashback. I was really excited about seeing Orga because I like Orga, but he was an afterthought in Godzilla 2000 and totally wasted. You want to see what Orga's cameo amounts to? Okay, let me redo that again. Here's Orga. He's gone. Yay! Thank you for promising this monster was going to be in the movie only for it to be a passing glimpse. I'm so glad you put these monsters in this movie. Even Mechagodzilla, you just see the head and it's brief. Kaiju start destroying Earth, and other aliens start showing up, wanting asylum on Earth in return for helping defeat Godzilla. And this is in the flashback. The Exith or Exilians who worship a master computer, which, given how they were explained in their first appearance in Invasion of Astro Monster, that's a nice touch. In the spaceman from the third planet, who it's implied helped build Mechagodzilla, which looks more like a Metal Gear, what little we seen of it. Again, I don't hate this movie. You want to know what my big problem with this movie was? They said it's going to be a trilogy. All this movie is a foundation for the other two movies. This film does not work by itself. You make the first one in a trilogy needs to work as a standalone. Star Wars A New Hope, it worked as a standalone. Rurouni Kenshin, the live action trilogy, the first movie worked as a standalone. If the other two didn't come out, it would have been good by itself. This one, I'm probably never going to watch it again until the sequels come out. In maybe in the big scheme of things, it will be better. So the humans, along with the aliens, escape Earth. Our character's arrested because he wants to blow a shuttle up because the elderly are basically being sent off to die on a planet, even though they're okay with that because they just want to die on solid ground. They wind up having to go back to Earth, and something like 20,000 years have passed. And there's the plants are like metal plants now. There's this electromagnetic mist that messes with communications. Our main character gets to go back because he found a way to supposedly defeat Godzilla. We get on the planet, stuff happens. They encounter these dragon looking things, which were pretty disappointing. I was hoping they'd be more Godzilla sized. And they wind up going after Godzilla. Whew. Okay, I do like the design for this Godzilla, and yes, I said this Godzilla. They wind up getting into a battle with it and killing it. There's a lot of techno jargon in this movie, and it's hard to re explain. After they defeated it, one of the characters brings up, this couldn't have been the original Godzilla. Life would have changed after all this time, and the main character's just arrogant. Well, we can defeat it again now. We're prepared. We know what we're doing. An earthquake starts, and the real Godzilla busts out of the ground. This Godzilla's over 300 meters tall. Okay, I'm just gonna stop and address it here. Can we please, 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 I'm begging you, stop trying to outdo each other by making the biggest Godzilla ever. Godzilla blows people away. The main character's left in his mech or whatever it is. And the end credits, we see he's saved by a native that from Earth, that human life has survived on Earth all this time. You want to know what my... Even though I thought the twist was alright, and I did like the reveal of the real Godzilla, you know what my whole problem with that is? The young Godzilla, they treated as a disposable character. Why? I just don't get it. Again, both Godzillas looked cool, and especially the real Godzilla, he had like this thing coming out of his chin that makes it look like he has a beard. It's not a bad movie, it's just underwhelming and a letdown. The coolest scene in the movie is when they find what looks like remnants of a city, and it's just that the plants had grown up over the buildings and fossilized over the thousands of years. It's a cool scene, it's a cool set piece, but this whole movie is kind of forgettable. I know I'm downing it a lot. I don't want to. I really wanted to love this movie, but the hard fact is this film does not work as a standalone. I hope the other two were better. They better be, because this, again, not bad, it just wasn't too good. And, you know, for the first animated Godzilla movie, this is the least animated Godzilla we've ever seen. He's slow moving, he's stiff, most of the animation revolves around him turning his head. I would recommend seeing it at your own risk. It's not the worst, it's not the best. I will take this over Godzilla 2000, over Godzilla's Revenge, over 98. Not sure if I'd take it over Invasion of Astro Monster, which is another one of my least favorites, but there you have it. Godzilla Monster Planet. It could have been a whole lot better. It should have been a whole lot better. I just don't feel like, even though the premise was great and everything, they just didn't put as much into it as they should have. Well, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. tell me what you thought of the movie. Although Godzilla-thon's over, I'm going to have two Godzilla-thon extras. The series, the franchise retrospective, and I'm going to rank the movies from least favorite to favorite. 1984 is going to be my favorite. I'm telling you that right now. And Godzilla's Revenge is going to be my least favorite. So tune in for that to see where the rankings stack from there. Over and out.